I have nowhere to look for where I am in this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from T-Briz Studios, it's the Adult Baby Show.
Love the sound of that fake audience. Listen to them go. That virtual audience is going wild right now.
They're fake.
They're always so happy to see
We have
us.
a real.
Welcome to the Adult Baby Show. We are your hosts on T-Briz.
I'm B.
And I'm Chick.
And we got a special guest this week. We got a special guest.
We got a guest.
Sean Corrigan,
here.
ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
How we doing?
Where's that virtual audience for Sean Corrigan?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to T-Briz Studios.
Guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you
Happy
on,
to have
Sean.
you.
I'm an avid listener, and this is
Happy
this is
to hear.
special.
This is one of your...
I'm honored.
Yeah, this is,
yeah.
this is definitely on the bucket list for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. There's a long list of people that have been trying to get into
You
this.
have been, yeah. It's like,
So here we are.
Yeah, and
Just
for
fulfilling
those
dreams every week.
dreams do come true. Well, for those who don't know, Sean and I are in a band together and have been playing music for a really long time together. All Grown Up is the name of the band. AGU, AG Unit. Remember that at the shows? The
AG Unit.
AG. It was at the height of 50 Cent's career. And, like some of the shady aftermath, we were riding that wave. Like
fucking that was one of the big like taglines from he was coming. It was a unit,
Yep.
and then people loved it. They were like AG Unit. And we just went with
And
it.
it just stuck.
bunch of white kids from the burbs.
White kids
So
from the
hard.
burbs, yeah.
So hard.
You know, we were feeling ourselves. man.
Really rocking Mr. Beery's.
Did Doubleheader have like a chant? Like
No.
Actually,
no,
We
no,
had a
it just
chant.
goes no.
we didn't have a chant. We weren't in school. Well, there was one time that we played a show at this place that our rehearsal room was underneath. It was called Medicine in Levittown.
Oh my God.
That's on Long Island, New York. And the place was so packed that the fire marshal came and kicked everybody else out.
Yes.
Kicked everyone out to count hits before they let us back in. And the people outside started saying, double header. Double header. That was the one time we had a chant. And it was
Okay.
like, what is that? That's like a baseball, like a sports
Yeah,
thing.
it really
yeah,
is
yeah.
like a sports
Yeah.
chant.
The fire marshal's like, I can't control this crowd. The show must go on.
The show must go on is right. Those
That-
are great days.
Well,
That was a
didn't
Thanksgiving
we
Eve.
hide a bunch of people downstairs during that time? When the fire marshal came in, there was a ton of people hiding in our studio space.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe
With the
it.
lights out, and they're like, keep
Oh
it
my
down.
God.
Keep it down. Everybody keep it down.
It's like, oh, man.
There's a lot of stuff that went down there. I can only imagine
A
what
lot
was
of
going on
ghosts.
with the
A lot
lights
of
off
ghosts
down
and a
there.
lot of demons in that place. I don't know.
Oh, Medicine.
Yeah.
Is that place still called? Is it still
No.
around?
No.
It's an Italian restaurant.
I think it is. I think it's Mexican now.
Oh, is it
my
Mexican?
God.
A Mexican-Italian restaurant.
La Cordada.
Oh, my
something like
God,
that. I
that's
don't know.
hilarious.
I made up that name.
And I want to go in there with you one day, get burritos, and be like, all right, guys, let's cut to the chase. Can we get in that basement?
We know it's there, guys. Come on. Let's go.
Oh, it was so gross.
Yeah, that was a gross basement. There was a lot of gross, weird stuff that happened in that basement.
Well, we were in like one of the back rooms, and then there was no bathroom if the club wasn't open, and we would be there extra late. So we would just go pee either in a bottle or back where one of the furnaces was.
Yeah.
Hopefully it burns
So
out.
it just stank like you're in like an old dirty subway station, no matter what. And like
Jesus.
it was.
Well, the thing about that basement was it was a really strange place. It was like a garage before you have a yard sale. There was just a ton of old random like picture frames and
This is in
stands
Hempstead
for
Turnpike,
stuff
though,
and
right?
old
This was
tables
the-
and old furniture with dust collecting on it, and it was just like a graveyard for knickknacks and stuff like this.
Drugs.
And people were pissing on all of it.
Just pissing everywhere.
It was like a dirty dungeon yard sale that smelled like piss, and there was a lot of sex and drugs going on down there.
Some wild times in those when you guys had the double shows
shows. And you guys are
Rockstar
both
living.
playing.
It was kind of nice having the club upstairs because you would practice for a little bit, like, all right, we'll go up and watch the goth band that's on, or it'd be like weird club night.
It was,
but like we did have a decent file, and we would have people come out to the shows, but there was always something strange going on upstairs.
Yeah, they had like S&M parties and stuff up
Did
there.
they really?
S&M,
Yeah.
yeah, people
place
with
was-
whips and chains.
We were not the normal people who
Yeah.
should
No.
be at that place, but we had fun.
And
Typical Levittown.
during that era, emo music was coming up, and we were kind of playing music that was, I guess, could be considered by some to be emo-esque or emo music, indie punk rock. So it's a bunch of like regular like suburb emo kids walking upstairs with like people with fucking dildos strapped to their foreheads, and, like handcuffs and chains and leather and
Well, I was
spikes
gonna
and
say a lot
stuff.
of leather and straps and all that type
Yeah.
stuff.
Like, hey, what's up, guys? You hear that new Taking Back Sunday song? It's like, and it's like, boom, like.
Is that why I'm getting into
industrial
S&M now?
It's in your subconscious for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, it's been learned. It's a learned behavior. When you're exposed to it, all of a sudden you miss the smell of leather, huh? Don't you?
Well, the Hells Angels used to hang out there. That was the scariest part.
Yeah.
So that was their hangout, and then
It was, there was a few guys who would roll up on the bikes and they were friends with one of the owners, but we'd be practicing and suddenly Big Ed, shout out to Big Ed and the Hells Angels.
shout out to Big Ed.
We're friends with everybody.
He was always cool with us.
He
man.
loved. He would come in and be like, "You guys mind if
was
we hang out and do drugs with our girlfriends, listen to your band?" And we're like, "Yes, sir."
Whatever you want. Can you guys play the guitar?
But they took a liking
That's
to us.
amazing.
So we're like, "Hey, everything's gonna be cool. Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna die tonight."
oh,
It's
that's
funny
so
because
great.
there was a lot of bands down there, and if you ask the other bands, you'd be like, "Yo, guys, you talk about Big Ed," and they'd be like, "Who's Big Ed?" And they'd be like, "You mean he doesn't just kick in your door and come in with a Bowie knife loaded up with cocaine?"
Oh my
Try to hang out with you.
They're like, that guy. Oh man.
He'd like,
Maybe he just liked you guys. He knew you guys would
Yeah, I
be
guess-
yeah, he
cool.
Is he
definitely.
missing a finger? Am I like he had like he had like meat hooks for hands, but I think he was missing a ring finger. But like,
yeah, I think he was.
that
just
question.
oh man.
Yeah.
Just leave
What
that
happened to your
alone.
ring finger?
Oh yeah.
he had a story for it, and he was always telling us stories. Wasn't he a roadie for Leonard Skinner or something like
Yes.
that back in his
Yeah,
day?
yeah, yeah.
man,
So yeah,
really?
you
So
can
he
listen to
would-
that guy
yeah.
talk for.
Oh, so that guy had some stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he
I
would
actually
hang out
never
and
met
jam.
this guy, and as much as I was there, I never met him.
Oh, Big Ed's great. I think he owned or had a car garage in Garden City Park, in like some weird warehouse.
Doesn't seem like
there.
you'd be in Garden City Park. But
It's
all right.
no. That's like the West Hempstead border of like
right.
it's not as nice as you think.
Okay.
Different tax bracket.
yeah.
Long Island listeners know what we're talking about.
Yes, yeah.
Which is the only people that are listening. Let's be serious.
No, we're worldwide. Have you ever looked at our SoundCloud? Taylor knows what I'm talking about.
Are we worldwide?
Actually, I know what Chick's talking about. We have we can look at stats for the podcast, and also on YouTube, and it has different world regions. And every now and then we get like a listener 2 or 3 or 4 from like Brazil or from
good.
Eastern European nations. And
Show you.
That's good. I'm trying to expand my brand out to Brazil.
Yeah, bro. We're getting worldwide.
They have to
Adult
hear my
babies,
comedy.
baby. Everybody loves the adult baby.
do it.
All right.
anybody listening from Brazil, fly in to
had a
Long
lot- we had
Island, New
about-
York, and
Yeah.
come see B do a open mic.
Yeah, I have a
New York
solid
City.
7 minutes.
in the New York City.
Solid 7 minutes. We had about 13
Solid
listeners in Britain.
I got a hard 7.
Hard
I'm a hard 7.
Look at this. We got South Africa, Korea, Brazil, Romania, Australia.
Jesus.
Wow, very interesting.
All right. I don't know why we're doing this on
I
the
don't
show.
know, Chick.
It's because I don't do things that are relevant on the show.
All right.
But Sean, it's great to have you here, brother.
Yeah.
It's good
Guys,
to see you. We haven't seen each other. in a
Yeah,
while.
this is nice.
Tell us a story. I heard you had something to talk about.
You guys had mentioned something the other week about was it My Pillow?
Yes.
Talk about like you were the last episode. You guys were talking about the impulse buys.
Yes.
I
Impulse buys.
own 2 My Pillows. Do you? I ordered. I did the impulse buy one night, and I was like, you know what? I was running an Airbnb for a while when I was living in Brooklyn, so like we just had to have extra sheets and extra pillows.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'll try it. I was like, sometimes they suck.
No.
All right. Well, the only
That would have been an
benefit-
impulse buy I would have bought, but
It's
now
They make it look so good on
Yeah.
that infomercial.
it's all right. You know when you buy like a nice bag of cotton balls? It feels exactly exactly like that. That's all it is.
Sounds lovely.
That's all it is.
The only
cotton
benefit,
balls.
you can wash them.
Okay,
So
that's
like
good.
some pillows get like just greasy over
Yeah.
time. They get gross or clumpy. Like this, you could throw in the wash and heat it, and it'll come out brand new.
So it's just
Okay.
reuse.
It's not bad. It's a little stiff, but like
It gets
to
the
be
job
honest,
done,
man,
I
like
guess.
it sucks.
It's not great. All
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
So, that
God
is so
damn it.
disappointing.
But like I still have it, and I still use it from time to time. But like it just sits
Mike
in.
Lindell's one hell of a salesman.
Yeah, it's
that's
like
why.
if you have that friend that sleeps over, like fine, you can stay. Like get on the My Pillow.
Get that sack of cotton balls and put your head on it. So you got this My Pillow before our ad.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was hoping you heard that ad. And you're like, I got to get that My Pillow.
I'm a pushover. And what's the guy's name? The
Mike
Lindell.
yeah. What the hell's his deal?
He's on something.
He's
Good.
hyped.
He's a salesman.
He is the
But
original. hype man.
he wears like the dress shirt, but he wears like the cross on the outside.
Yes, the
Oh, yeah,
outside.
he's got to show everybody his faith.
like a weird rapper or
Yes.
like a kid at his confirmation.
That's exactly.
It's confirmation.
I don't. Yeah.
And in every
You
scene,
gotta wear it
Every
outside
scene,
of
he's got, like,
that.
every scene, it's just hanging. It's like
yeah.
hanging up because it's short, so
Maybe
it doesn't.
He thinks that makes him more believable.
I guess yeah. He's
Yeah,
just,
this guy sells pillows. Do we really need to know what kind of
to the
religion?
Catholic community, which is
It's a big community, though.
He's
It is
at the
huge.
top of the food chain for pillow salesmen. I mean,
Oh,
the guy's
yeah,
on
yeah.
TV. He's creating. He's an inventor of the pillow. You know, he's not just some guy over here, some fucking Joe Schmo
No,
at
he's not.
the mattress bar and like trying to sell you a pillow. I mean,
He's
this guy
searched all
this guy's
over the
top
world.
notch.
Do you think he uses them?
I don't
Of
know. What he
course.
does.
If Sean's telling me they're not that good, part of me thinks he's just selling them, not
probably
using them.
sleeps on a piece of wood. Fucking guy.
For anybody who's listening and doesn't know, Sean is referencing a clip. We started an episode with my brother was a guest on the show, and he did his impression of Mike Lindell, My Pillow. Go check that out. That was episode 10. And there's actually a clip of it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel.
And it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like a 1 minute clip, and we threw some images on there. It's pretty funny. Let
He
us know what you
nailed
think.
it,
Yeah.
bro. You did a great job finishing it up, and Ian really killed that.
Oh, what a clip!
He did.
So
I Briz.
was that was the story?
Well, no, but the impulse buying.
Impulse buying.
Like I mean, you have some Amazon boxes sitting here. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm a definitely
He's got quite a lot of Amazon
I would say I have a
boxes over there.
problem, but like you know,
I impulse bought a green screen for the show, which unfortunately I haven't set up yet. But podcast listeners won't know the difference. But on YouTube, we just do this in my apartment. You can see in the background. And I wanted to throw that green screen up, spread us out a little bit, put us in an exotic location. What would be like? You ever see in Wayne's World when he's like,
Yeah.
I'm from Delaware.
"We're in Delaware."
coming live from Poughkeepsie.
Put it outside, like, oh, we're in
Do
a
fake weather.
Yeah,
fake
Just
weather.
put out fake weather.
that'd be
Just
so
mess with
good.
people. Like,
Oh, we got ideas. This green
Possibilities
screen's
are
really going to
endless.
take this
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
to
This
a
is going
whole
to take it
nother
to the
level.
we're about to hit the next level.
This is how we're going to blow up with the green screen.
That was that was where the impulse came from. I said, we could do a lot.
what
with
did a green
this.
screen run you?
It wasn't much with the stands and the clips and the screen, like $75.
Not bad.
On Amazon, I've spent a lot more with impulse buys,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that isn't bad.
Yeah, I'm the guy. Like you get 2-3 drinks of me late at night, and you just
Yeah.
go through that eBay or Amazon cart, and you're just like, yes. Why was I even thinking about this? Yes.
Why
And
don't
those
I
things
want
show up
this?
at your doorstep a few days later. You're like,
It's the best.
oh, I don't need that.
That
No.
monthly credit card
But that
bill
egg
is really
slicer
high.
thing is just so
Oh my god! I bought a
have
salad
everything
slicer,
on
like a
that.
salad chopper once.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah,
used
yeah.
it for a solid month, and then I went back to eating like shit. But it was great for a month. I was like, but it was a drunk purchase. I went
Yes.
home and I was like, I
Thank God I
need.
don't drink. I never get high and make these purchases.
Yeah, well, you're lucky.
Yeah, because your purchases when you get higher are probably fast food related.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
buy what I want on fucking
hungry and I
Amazon.
need
Then you're
it
watching
now.
conspiracy theory
Yeah,
videos on
exactly.
YouTube. You're like,
Yeah.
hold up, I was supposed to be
Wait,
shopping
I
here.
was, I was looking at Amazon. Jesus Christ.
You're like 15 minutes into some random adult
Guys, we
Swim
never
episode.
landed on the moon. Did you guys know we never landed on the moon?
Yes. Oh, I was watching the boot print
Oh,
is
my
different
God.
from what was in the
There's no
museum. I was like,
wind. How is the
I had to
flag?
step away from the
Yeah,
computer.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
I was like, too much coffee that morning. I was like, oh god.
So B, you were talking about the salad slicer and eating healthy and then not eating healthy, and it actually reminded me of somebody you were telling me before the show.
Oh yeah,
Didn't you recently sign up for something?
Well, here's the thing. My mother signed me up.
Don't throw her in the fucking under the bus.
She signed me up for Jenny Craig.
Jenny Craig.
How did this happen? Give us.
I assumed it was only for women, but
Yeah, isn't it only for middle-aged women?
no, because here's what my mom said.
No, they got a Jenny Craig and then they got a Johnny Craig.
Johnny Craig.
She signed you up for Johnny Craig, didn't she?
Oh God, I love that. Oh, that might have to join the act.
So like, what's in like the?
So basically, what I had to do is I had to
Give him
go.
his bra size.
I had to go. What?
Said you had to give
I
them
got
the
it.
bra
I got
size.
you.
Yeah.
I actually had to go to the Jenny Craig office.
Chicks are bigger.
With my mom. Chicks are definitely bigger. You should listen to this. You could use to lose a few.
Yeah, chick, you need some fucking Johnny
I'm
Craig,
just
bro.
hoping I get
Yeah.
really sick one day and I lose weight that way.
That's such a smart way to
Give me
look.
like the flu for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but then you gain it all back when you feel better.
No, then I'll
I've
start
tried that
living healthy
route.
off of that. The hard part's over.
Yeah, that's never gonna work.
That's what I'm going
And the
for.
only sickness that you're gonna get is fucking diabetes, and you
Yeah.
don't lose
Don't
weight
go out
from
of your
that.
way to get a
So what's
tapeworm.
up
Lose
about Jenny
limbs
Craig,
from
B?
Actually, that kind of works for Chick's plan because you get diabetes, you lose a leg. That's
You
40
lose
pounds
a-
right
that's
there.
a couple pounds right there. One toe.
Yeah, he'll have an electric scooter. It's like, oh, so,
Guys, I lost a lot of weight. I have no legs.
Christ. So I had to go to Jenny Craig, the office of Jenny Craig, with my mom.
Yes.
What an embarrassing.
Wait, let's frame this up from the
moment.
start. How did she approach you with this Johnny Craig situation?
So my mom.
Was it like an intervention
Hey,
style?
B, you're looking a little heavy.
My mom wanted to lose like 10 pounds before the summer. My mom's not a big lady. I don't want to put her out like that. But she's like, I want to lose like 10 pounds for the summer.
You're totally throwing her under the bus for your weight loss. But anyway, let's go.
You want me to start at the beginning or do you want me to start in the middle? Jesus Christ. You can't pick a...
All right, start at the beginning.
So I said, I've been watching my mom do this, and I was like, maybe I should do that. I've never done this. And in the last year, I've really gotten out of control with myself. I'm eating like a fucking animal.
Yeah.
So my mom's like, all right, well, it's expensive, but, I'll go to the Jenny Craig with you. So we went there. Took like 45 minutes to sign up for Jenny Craig. She's weighing me. What brought you here? What do you like? And I don't know if you guys know this, but
Did she grab you by the balls and ask you to cough?
Turn left.
No.
Please take off all your clothes and put on this paper sheet of a robe.
No.
Okay,
Wait,
now,
is
now
this
bend
Jenny
over.
Craig?
Now
Jenny
bend
Craig's
over.
next door.
You're gonna feel some. Now bend over. You're gonna feel some pressure.
So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't know. I don't think I'm allergic, but I have this feeling that I'm allergic to cashews.
Okay.
What?
I've never-
How would we know that?
Well, is it a feeling like your throat is swelling up and your butthole's tingling after you eat a handful of cashews?
No, my butthole doesn't. But I don't.
Do you break out in anything?
I don't break out. I have.
So you're not allergic. You're just anxiety when you eat cashews.
I have a lot of anxieties, and one of my anxieties, as we were talking about in the last episode with the blood loss, like I always feel like something's gonna happen. So the more like the nut allergies are into the everyday talking about nut allergies,
You like me?
I'm like,
bro.
oh
I'm an
shit.
obsessive anxiety asshole.
So I get weird about that shit. So like I just stay away from it. So during this whole thing, I'm like, I just got to put it out there. I'm highly allergic to nuts.
So you put
Which I'm not.
a fake allergy out there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. There
And
you
now it like messes with her whole thing because she's going through.
Your
All right, well
life
you can
is
have
one
this.
big
You can.
lie.
I know.
You lie about for no reason. He lies
No, I
about
lie.
things.
I lie for like myself because
But I've never seen someone lie so much about nonsense that people don't care about.
I know.
But anyway,
Oh,
I'm not
man, I
proud.
can't wait to call Chick out on this later on because there's
what am I?
definitely. I don't know. I know we're gonna catch you though. So we're gonna
Oh,
catch
God,
you in something. Wait, he lied about why he was late today.
Yeah, you definitely lied. Stomach issues.
Shit, I was on my way here and I didn't want to shit in his house, so I went back to my house and shit.
Hold on, is my mic?
Now
Can
that
you guys
everybody
still
needs to
hear
know
my
about
mic?
my bowel.
Yeah, we hear you.
Check. All right, never mind.
Because now the whole world needs to know about my bowel.
Your bowel.
Sorry.
So yeah, basically I did it. It costs a lot of money, and I've been eating like 3 meals. That's why I ate like a banana that Chick like berated before. But
It was black.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
You eating the mandingo of fucking bananas.
It's a little spotty.
There's some spots. So,
I hear that
I feel like
as
it's
long
working.
as it's ripe on the inside, they're actually better when they're a little dark on the outside. Ooh. That's what
but it wasn't ripe
I
on
heard
the...
that. My friend, I have this friend. He's a banana scientist, so I know.
Yes.
So I know he's a banana
Oh,
scientist.
Dr. Banana Man.
You
Go
know
ahead,
what-
try to argue that.
You know what they say.
Go ahead, try to argue that.
You know what they say.
What do they say?
We're all waiting. How did I know this was going to turn into silence?
Anyway, next.
9 out of 10
You really
times.
have nothing to say?
No, just go. Just finish it.
I don't have anything to say. I'm a little offended that you guys didn't notice I lost 3 pounds.
It's good.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in years. I haven't seen it. It looks good.
I lost 3 pounds
You actually
this morning.
gained 20.
That 3 pounds really shows.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck. Sorry, guys. I thought my Jenny Craig story would go
Hey,
better.
man, whatever. Yeah,
No,
try
it's a
and...
great
I'm
story.
trying to lose weight.
Whatever you could do to try and better yourself. I've tried everything. Listening to too much Joe Rogan.
Oh, God.
You're like, I'm going to try intermittent
We're big
fasting
fans of
this
Joe
week.
Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh, same. And then you're like, I'm going to try this plan. And
Yeah.
then, like, they have other guests that come on, and these guys are just the freaks of nature.
Yeah.
Or the one girl that runs like 100 miles. She's like, I eat nachos.
I eat
You're like,
nachos.
"Get
I eat
outta
burgers."
I
here."
saw some girl the other day. She's like, I had 3 kids, and she was fucking as tiny as can be. I just don't understand how that happens. How'd you get back that quick?
Joe Rogan's the reason why I have a room full of kettlebells that I don't do anything with.
Use it. Good doorstop.
Yeah. They're just doorstop.
Joe Rogan's the reason why I got into podcasting.
Yeah?
Yeah, we know. We're aware.
You're trying to get him as a guest.
Yeah.
Tough.
It's tough.
He's not answering me. I slid in his DMs. It's not helping.
Ah, man.
Did you actually do that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm not allowed on our Instagram at the moment.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I changed the password.
The band.
Specifically,
He banned
parental
No joke.
guidelines.
I changed the password on Chick because I'd see that where I tried to do something the other day and I couldn't do it, and like the account was temporarily banned. And it's because this kid, he goes on there and he unfollows tons of people at once, so our account looks like we have less.
They're not following us. Why are we
So
following
what?
them? I know. Whatever. We won't get
But
into that.
there's a strategy. I was doing some reading online and trying to get followers. Like, so for example, we had a guest, Nick Tallelli. Remember when Nick was on the show?
Yeah.
And then after Nick was on the show, I started seeing who was following Nick, and I went through his followers and just started adding a bunch of followers because I figure on the off chance or the chance that somebody through him watched the show and then we go to follow them, they go, oh, I remember that. That's the show that Nick was on. So I follow him. And I have this thing where I'm just following people right now, but Chick wants to go in and unfollow them. And his logic behind it was, you
They're
wanna
not following us. We're not following them.
Okay, so then how do you explain the fact that you unfollowed both of your brothers in this process?
And my sister in
That
the
were
beginning,
followers.
too.
And his sister.
Sister was in the very beginning when I told you we unfollowed everybody because I was looking at the same feeds twice.
Hold on,
and then we had that one. So
Chick's
some of
like, you
them
know what they
never
say.
got
I think it's happening.
Too. My brothers don't care if we're following them on Instagram at all.
Yeah, it's not the fact that they care or not. It's the fact that the reason you give is bullshit, and we just caught you in that lie.
not
That
a
we,
lie.
why do you
That's
lie
not
about
bullshit.
shit? Why do you lie about
That's
stuff
not
nobody cares
You
about?
lie
shit?
about the weirdest stuff.
You lie about the weirdest
He's
stuff.
trying to call me on the line. He's being unsuccessful.
No, that is a lie. You lied.
I unfollowed
I
all
don't
those
care.
people in the beginning.
No, I know that's a lie because I
tried to refollow
It's a
most
lie.
of them and not all of them. We probably forgot.
We
a
were
couple.
following your brothers the week before because I liked a picture of you and your brother and your nephew with the adult babies account. I liked it.
I don't know about
and then
that.
I
We
went
gotta
back
look. We'll go
and
back
his
and
account
look
is
at it.
private.
Oh, God.
Oh, I know about it.
Can't look at it.
He's lying. He don't even want to
No.
admit it. Why don't you want to admit it, Chick?
Just
I
admit
would
it.
admit it if I was lying. But I unfollowed.
B, we got him.
We got him.
People that were following.
You
that
caught.
Don't
Okay.
speak English or have no followers or not following anybody that were just following for no reason. So that was the whole reason why I was doing it.
Let's move on to something
Yeah.
a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Watching unfollow people on
Exactly.
Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah, but all
We
right.
sound like a bunch of fucking teenagers
Hey,
right
we do.
now. Who follows who on Instagram?
We're very attached.
We are attached.
We are very attached to our phones, and
Yeah.
I hit the cap of
Did you
following
really?
people. 7,500. If you're like a regular, because I found a guy who had a website. He posted a thing, and it's like click here, and he had a bot that we just set up, and it'll automatically follow like the top 100 influencers, the top 100 butt models, top 100 graffiti artists. And I was sitting there, and I got to a point where where like I couldn't follow anyone else. I'm like, this is fucking pathetic.
Wait, you're not allowed to follow more people?
After like 7,500, and I was like, and I see some artists and they only follow like one person.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
I'm like, that's amazing, because they don't give a shit about what anyone else is doing. They're just doing their thing.
Exactly.
So then I started unfollowing all these fake people, all like even
That's
like
what I was
some of
trying
these
to
like
do.
the hottest girl from nowhere that just has her ass out. I was like, I don't need to see this.
Exactly.
It was like, you're beautiful, but I was like,
We were
there's
following-
better people doing other stuff.
Exactly.
But even that,
Stop saying exactly.
Because it's true, though.
but
That's
even
what I
that,
was
Jesus.
doing.
but I'm
Well,
still
Sean-
at 6,800, and I'm
Right.
like, ugh.
That's
We were
And this
following
is-
2,000 people and had 300 followers.
So, Sean, this is your personal Instagram where stuff shows up that you don't want to see, right?
Now, yeah, and I'm trying to like, what? Yes, exactly.
Because this is part of the
Our
thing.
professional Instagram is for us to have people follow us, not for us to follow them.
Yes.
So
Now-
that's why I completely
Like mine's
All
like,
the podcasts
mine's
aren't
there for a little
following
shock
thousands of
value, but
people.
also like I'm in a
He's got that
band.
smile, that condescending smile on his face, but it is what it is. It's a fact.
I'm laughing that you're so passionate about this. I don't know. Because do you know what the unfollow limit is for getting banned? How many you can follow in an hour or
Okay, 'cause I
unfollow?
just unfollow because
Yeah, no, that's why
we know you
got
don't care.
banned, and that's why you got
you
banned.
got banned for one day.
Yeah, there's limits. You can't unfollow a certain amount of accounts in a row.
Well, you
Otherwise,
can.
they'll
You're just not
temporarily
allowed
ban
to
you.
refollow.
And if you do it too much, they'll actually ban your account for days at a time. So, Sean, be careful when you're unfollowing. Make sure you don't go like 300 at a time. Or if you do like 300 in one shot, you'll find that actually the only first like 50 or something worked. And the other 250 were just a waste of time because they capped those things. Just like they cap how many you can follow at 7,500.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting Instagram conversation.
I'm throwing a nipple out there later today, see if I get banned.
Put a nipple on there.
Do it. Do you have a ton of followers from following a lot of people?
I do, just from like over the years.
And you
Plus,
know
like,
a lot of people too.
I
through-
do for like the music scene,
I was
work
gonna say
scene.
you're out there a lot.
I'm out there, so like, and I use it as like a cross promotion for like whatever band that
Right.
I'm in is doing. So like, yeah, I'm there for shock value and a decent restaurant recommendation.
That's good.
That's like my motif for all like my interwebs.
I like that.
You
That's good.
actually post a lot of funny pictures and a lot
try.
of funny stuff that I find your stuff
I like your
entertaining.
account.
Yeah, but I got some spooky shit saved in my phone. You're like, you go through that Google Drive. You're like, why am I been hanging on to this photo for 6 years?
Yeah,
Just go with the like.
I got a few
I
of
go
those.
through my photos every once in a while, but on my personal Instagram, I don't even follow any celebrities. It's just people I know. I don't really like following celebrities because no bearing on me. So
Well, Brett, you do a lot of promotion stuff for like all your stand-up, and
I should do more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not good with it.
yeah,
No?
I'm just
I
not.
feel like I should just promote you for you.
I know,
don't
but
do
you
it
know
enough.
what? It's different. Like with like comedy, it's a lot of like I need people there.
Yeah,
so
but why don't you
it's
put
almost
it out
like
on Instagram and Facebook?
I
more,
try
think?
to. I
Not
do.
as
I do
much as
more,
you could.
but a lot of like the early shows at the stages where I'm at,
Want
I'm not
practice and
getting
stuff
like
first.
like when you guys play, like it's fun. Like it's different for comedy. Like
I get that.
you go
It's not
through
like
a lot of
bar.
shitty
It's
years.
a little bit more of a
Yeah.
scene of people hanging out and having a good time.
And there's always like
other than the music.
it's. I just don't.
Your
It's
shows, it's a little more intimate, like a couple people.
yeah.
There,
Plus, you're
maybe,
doing a
and it's
few
like-
a night, right?
yeah.
So that's you bounce around. Like I have some friends who bounce around the city, and they're like, "Yeah, you can come see me play." But like as soon as that's done, I'm
Then
going
you're
to this
out.
place,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to this place, and then I'm hanging with these guys because his friend's doing a set.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I should be better, but
noticed that the
I
one
also
time I
want to
went
wait
with
till
you.
I'm a lot better before I start really promoting.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while to be good at this thing. You know how it
that
is.
part I understand because even when you wanted me to do it, and I still haven't done it yet, but
Right. I took him to
told
an
him,
open
like-
mic, and you saw like.
yeah, it's definitely a different scene too. I get why, like, because people were like, oh, when you do your first one, I want to come, and I was like, no
way.
no way. So I kind of get why he doesn't.
You don't wanna
promote it.
come for the first
But I
5
think-
years.
I think you're a lot better
first
than
5
you think you
years.
are. I personally think B is a lot better than he thinks he is, and I think people going to see him would actually enjoy it. I don't think you're that much of a beginner.
Well,
I get it.
You got
I
a good
understand
set.
it.
We
No.
I saw you
Yeah.
at Croxley's, and I also saw you at. We went to that roast event.
Oh,
and
Amityville.
You were funny, dude. You made me crack up.
All
like,
right.
Saying, you have a good
legitimately.
set.
I wasn't fake laughing because my friend was up there. I was laughing because you said some funny shit.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
There was a few funny people there that
I
night.
think we got to promote him a little.
you offended me. That's all I want.
Why? Guys, hold on for 1 second.
Yeah.
Is my mic still on? Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
I hear you fine. nice.
Yeah, do you not
Something's
hear
wrong with my
yourself?
headset. Nah, yeah,
Maybe
but as
it's
long
your
as you guys
headset.
can hear me, it's fine.
Great.
Thanks, babe.
How's downtown Ian Brown? Is he's been doing a little the stand up circuit or
A little bit. We like I guess a year and a half ago, I was like, dude, you got to come out, do some mics with me, and we were doing it. We had I would meet him like every Friday at this place, and then it sort of fizzled out. I had him on the Croxley show. Yeah, he's up in the air with it.
Okay.
He's just,
But he's
funny.
got-
He's just a funny guy.
Yeah,
when
he's
he
got other
does
things
stuff.
going on. Like I'm just all in on that,
Yeah.
and he's got real life stuff. He's got a girlfriend, a job. Like I'm just like this is
And
my
you
life.
don't.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend my life in a
You're like,
basement
nope.
telling dumb
No,
jokes.
but those comics, you got to do it every day. It really is a commitment if you want to do
Yeah.
it, or at least be good at it.
I'll tell you though, Ian, when he does go, Ian's hilarious. As you all, Ian's one of the funniest guys I know.
very good.
So he was like, if he put like a little effort in, he'd be really good. He'd be really good. I always tell him that. But you got to.
After his best man speech at Big T's
Yeah.
wedding,
I think-
when
well,
everyone's like,
that's what
Ian,
actually
you
got
need-
him-
Yeah, everyone's like, Ian,
Yeah.
you need to try stand. His best man speech at his wedding
good.
was
Right.
phenomenal.
It was fantastic.
It was amazing.
And that's what actually I think
Hey, guys.
pushed him to do that.
Remember that person's best man speech from?
I think we have a clip.
Yeah.
I think we have
Taylor,
a clip.
can you
Let's
clue
roll
that
it.
clip up?
Yeah. all our
Remember, we're doing
listeners
a
in
podcast.
Brazil will.
We're not reminiscing about stuff.
no.
We can. Nobody knows what we're
Well,
talking about.
yeah, I
do they?
wanted to ask you, like, what do you think of the comedy scene? Because I think it's like, as far as it's like New York and LA, and then a few other cities. But like, I mean, just I have a lot more friends who are in it now.
Yeah.
and I feel like it's gotten fucking awesome. Like,
It's
there's
great.
shows all over the place, from the island to the city. Like, there's guys doing them in like dumpy little restaurants
All over the place.
in Long Beach to coffee shops, and I'm like, dude, there's people.
I saw one in like somebody's living room. There's like a living room show, and there's so many ways to do it. There's so many scenes, which is like almost frustrating because I do it in one part and I like know everybody there, and I'm like, all right, I know where I stand here. I know who's good, and then like I started doing a few things in Brooklyn, and there's like people that are great here. I'm like, how many people are doing this, and how many people are great at it? It's just it is a cool scene that there's so many different places where it's
A lot
happening.
of different people to listen to, too.
Yeah.
Even
A
on the
lot,
shows
yeah.
that you did, there was a couple of those guys that I thought were hysterical.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, I mean, you and I can relate to that because playing back in the day and even playing, you still play music now, right?
Still
I saw
play.
you were playing
Yeah.
something recently in a place in Long Beach called the Speakeasy.
Yeah.
Did you do like a little show at the bar over there with what's the new band you're playing?
The new band I'm playing in is American Slobs.
Yes.
It's,
Nice.
yeah, the whole take on the band, if I can explain the name, because it offends people right off the bat. Our drummer's in the Army. Like, right
Wow.
off the bat. Like, we're the American kids that are trying to be better and do better things, because, like, if you go outside of this country, like, maybe we get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like people get upset about, like, oh, the Americans, but I was like, I think we're a nice bunch of kids trying to put out some really brash, in-your-face hardcore music.
Yeah, America's got a bad rap. I mean,
Yes and no, but
yes
like,
and no. Yeah, there's things that are rightfully so, but I
like-
mean, you got to be proud where you're from.
yes. Oh no, and we definitely are. But like this band, actually, none of the music is political.
That's awesome.
Everything's
There you
like
go.
inner. I think all our songs. Are very, very serious. Our singer Tony writes very serious stuff, but all the song titles are quotes from Ghostbusters.
Get out
Oh,
of
that's
here,
great.
yes.
So we're all
Do you
fans.
do any of the lyrics on
I
this?
love
though,
that.
or no?
I'm doing a few, but
Okay.
I'm like I'm writing most of the music. But like we've been setting up shows around the island. We got to play Knitting Factory.
Oh, that's
we got asked
awesome.
to, like we haven't recorded yet, but like dude, there is a scene.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I had somebody's like, dude, the scene's dead. The
not.
scene's dead. I'm like, the scene's not dead.
Which
you
scene?
are.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not like
the
in the
emo
music scene.
Yeah,
No, just like
there's
music in
different
general.
scenes, right?
But I'm like, dude, if you go out every night of the week from the island to
There's
New York City
something
too,
going on.
there is something.
There's something
going on
everywhere.
Everywhere. It's like you just got to get out and find it. And like right now, as much I know we're getting a little older, but I know guys that are even older than us that are still thrashing in bands.
Yeah.
Right now, there's some garage down the block in Massapequa, and there's some 14-year-old kids plugging in and be like. Getting
Yeah.
after it,
Yeah,
writing songs
exactly.
like it's never ending.
It's
so
it's
like,
just different. It's different music. Sometimes it changes. changes a little bit, but it's always there.
And that's what I was getting to, is that when we played, there's a lot of bands that are really good that just play bar shows that have like 10 people show up, and we'll go and they'll be like, damn, there's a lot of fucking good music. And people just don't get up to go see shows unless it's one of these bigger acts and they're buying tickets to go see Aerosmith, or they're going to see something at Jones Beach Theater, which is over here on Long Island, New York. But there's a lot of good shit out there.
There's the cover scene.
Just like the comedians, there's a lot of good people doing it that nobody knows about.
Nobody knows.
So it's kind of one of those situations too, where if somebody's trying to do it for real,
good for them.
You got to tour, you got to work your ass
you gotta
off,
really try.
because how do you stand out in a sea of talented
And
people?
even that doesn't mean that you're going to be widely known.
No.
You could be great in like in Ohio and just like kill it there, and you know, only those people know you.
It's just the right person at the right time has to hear you sometimes.
Yeah. There's a few venues in the city that you'll just look up and like, there's 5 bands playing tonight. I don't know any of them. Like, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to get. You may become a fan or be like, these guys suck. Be like, maybe the next band's great, but you still, you get to hang out, get some food.
So what type of genre is this right now for you guys?
It's like punk hardcore.
Oh, all right.
It's kind of like just like we're trying to do this like straight New York hardcore, but it's very fast. It's
nice.
It's not like the All Grown Up stuff in the doubleheader was like a lot of singing, but aggressive singing.
Yeah,
there was
melodic.
some screams here. This is all just like somebody shouting, like right in your face. So it'll definitely wake you up. Like we're gonna go up there and play 11 songs in like 11 minutes, and they'll be like, "Hey, you have any more?" I'll be like, "No."
Yeah, that's it.
And like we're dripping sweat.
Yeah,
like a minute, man.
Just leave it all out there.
Hey, that's the way to do
Good
it
for you.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Go hard and go home.
Are there anybody in the comedy circle doing ventriloquism? Is there any ventriloquists out there
That's
anymore?
a good question.
Not that I know of, but it's good. I'm sure there. I'm sure somewhere there is.
There's always something.
This people are doing everything.
Right, like,
there's never not something happening.
Yeah, because the prop comic thing I feel is like died off a little bit. But yeah.
But like even like
Shout out to Carrot Top.
I was just gonna say, right?
Carrot Top looks like what does he look like? Give me something here.
he looks like
He looks like a juiced out fucking
Carrot.
juiced out carrot.
Isn't he really like jacked up right now?
is.
Just like
He is huge. Yeah. I think he's just
steroids, plastic surgery.
Yeah, he started
women's
getting
makeup.
picked on. He started getting picked on. He's like,
And then he
that's
said,
it.
"I gotta
Just
work out."
Squat rack, bench, back and buys all day. Yeah.
He's huge.
Who was the other guy? The one who fucking hit the watermelons?
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
That guy. That guy's had some
about him?
breakdowns on some podcasts.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's lost it a few times?
He walked out of Mark Maron's podcast one time, he just, I don't know.
Why? What happened?
I forget the circumstances.
Let's do a
but
podcast where we recap someone else's podcast.
yeah, let's go back to that one. I don't remember exactly. I know he walked out, and it was like one of the beginning ones of those. And Mark Maron's like, "Oh, Gallagher, no, but well, he's gone."
Do the watermelon thing. Do it. He's like,
He might have brought up like the watermelons and like do
many
you run
times.
out
That's
of?
all he did. That was his whole thing. His whole shtick.
But he would beg to differ. He said that there was a whole agenda behind the watermelons or something.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure there was.
everybody's got their own thing.
it's symbolism.
Yeah, I'm smashing this crowd.
All right, Gallagher.
We get it. Oh boy.
No, the scene is definitely alive and well. You just got to go out.
You
got to
find it.
Yeah,
You got to be in it.
Kids are putting out cassette tapes. Kids are putting out any sort of thing from like the interweb to like vinyl still going strong. The fact
Vinyl's
that
like on a big comeback.
oh man, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's I would say like I'm a collector, but it's one of those things like you're out at a concert and be like, love this band. Now I have to buy this vinyl record and carry it home and carry it with me for the rest of the evening. Hey, we're gonna go out into the diner after. You're like, I have this record, and you're just walking around carrying vinyl.
It's just so big.
The process in sitting down and listening to the record is still, and reading the lyrics and the artwork, that's still important. I feel it's a beautiful thing, but I don't know. We're such a digital age where I'm like, just give me the song. I want to.
Yeah.
I'm out the door.
Yeah, do not enough people do that stuff anymore? You think?
I noticed
Like,
some
sit
stuff
down
on
and
Apple actually puts the music, like the lyrics at least, out on the songs that you listen to.
Because I'm
You
big
can
on that
read
too.
the
I like
lyrics.
to like open up and
book
like
was the
really
best.
yeah. Like
I
I
love
like
the book
I
on
like to read
CDs.
everything in there, and I don't know. I feel like people don't do that today, but who the hell knows?
My aunt signed me up for Christmas present to this service called Vinyl Me Please. Did you guys ever hear of it?
Yeah, yeah.
So every month they do a record of the month, and they have 3 different sections or tracks they call them. There's a hip hop, there's a like a pop one, and some other classic rock or something like that. And I don't have a record player, but since I had 3 free months, I signed up and I started getting some records. And it's cool to have like that physical copy and something to look at and something to hold. But in all honesty, one of my issues is like my brother told me Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style was record of the month in March. So I signed back up so I could get
that?
the one last record because I love that. That's my favorite hip hop album
Yeah.
It actually
of all
is
time.
I agree with
Fantastic.
you on
And I
that.
was
It's
like,
one of my favorites. too.
Awesome. And I got it and I opened it up and I was so excited. And there's 2 records in there. And it's like 3 songs per side, and I'm like, if I want to listen to this whole album, I got to pull out one disc, listen to 3 songs, flip it, listen to the other 3, pull it off, put the other record on, listen to 3 more, flip it, listen to the other 3. I'm like, I gotta get up.
It's not relaxing.
I gotta stand up like 3 or 4 times.
This is
to
just
get
not
up.
Is there a
convenient.
limit to how much it can be on one vinyl? Like on one side? Like what's like?
Well, yeah, that's why. It's because
Is that like the max 3 songs?
I'm wondering if they had some sort of high definition quality thing melted into or whatever they do to the record, burned into the record, that it was so high quality that they could only fit 3 tracks, or is that just
I don't know
a
anything
restriction
about that, yeah.
all around? Because I've seen records that have 5 or 6 on one side or 5 or 6 on the other, but this one was just like, why? I don't have to get up that many times, and now it's cool to have, but I don't see myself listening to it because it's like 2 records.
You're not dancing?
I just
I always wanted to get like into that whole the vinyl scene, and like I've just been too like it's gonna cost me a lot to repurchase my whole like music collection and get vinyls, buy a record player for something that like he said, I don't even know if I'm gonna use it all that.
Like,
way.
do any of you guys still have your CDs?
I have all my CDs.
Yeah, like I still have.
I have
CD
every single
collection.
CD. I have
I love
hundreds
my
of them.
CD collection.
I can't get rid of them.
I know. I have
I have them in
DVDs,
books,
I have everything.
and I have like the actual cop. I have a few
Yeah, I
burns,
have
but
the
like
hard discs,
I have the
yeah.
actual album. Like I can't see.
I miss the
can't,
books and stuff that came along.
I can't
with
get
the
rid of them.
CDs.
It's it'd be a sin.
I have a paper bag filled with a big
Burlap
paper bag,
sack.
multiple. It's like 4 or 5 paper bags, like Stop and Shop style, filled with DVDs, Blu-rays, and CDs just in my closet. And I can't tell you the last time I pulled one out and actually watched it or listened to it.
But they're still great to have.
Yeah, but I can't throw them out.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I have a
I
bunch of
don't have the power
DVDs
to
too
get
that
rid
I
of them.
don't. They're just sitting there.
And you know what? I'm saving them for like the day that like the internet goes down, and I gotta blow off the old
my
DVD
God.
player and plug it in and like turn it on and like the internet's down. What am I gonna do? Oh, watch some DVDs.
Yeah, no,
good thing I saved all 100 of those DVDs.
Special edition of The Rock.
So the internet comes back on.
I feel like everything comes
Time
back.
to watch
though.
The Simpsons season 6.
Yes.
Look at video game systems. Even those make a comeback. They like Nintendos, are like, and I'm talking about the original systems. I know people who actually have the original Nintendos, and you see them out on like Amazon and stuff. I feel like everything makes a comeback.
Yeah. I don't regret it, but I remember how many times. Do you guys remember Funko Land as a kid?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Of course.
Today it's called GameStop, but it's basically the same type of store where you could return your games and you get a credit and you get new games. And I did that with every system when it came out. Nintendo, turned it in, got Super Nintendo. Turned that in, got the other PlayStation 1, got to play blah, blah,
I
blah.
did the exact same
Traded
thing.
games, and I look back and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I kept that Super Nintendo, or I kind of wish I
Kept all the old ones.
all the older ones.
It would be cool to have.
Yeah, I mean, I miss blowing into those Nintendo cartridges.
And it's funny. We played them with my
effort you had to go through to get that thing to load up, and then
my-
it was just like, yes, it's not blinking.
Nintendo getting there. You had to fucking blow on it.
Oh,
and
my
keep on
God, yeah.
Flipping it in there. It was the ordeals to get some of them to work were great.
But I guess it's the same as the records, like with the
That's
the
kinda
gaming
what- yeah.
systems. Like people like those vintage things, but there are some vintage things that just kind of die out. They
Dead
don't really
formats?
come
Yeah.
back. Dead formats. Like people aren't freaking. People want the Nintendo. I think. Remember they came out that
Yeah.
mini classic NES
Yep.
recently.
Yes.
People want that. They're not coming out with a mini Commodore 64. Like nobody would buy it. Nobody cares.
Well, yeah, I guess
Or
it's
in a-
select things that make that comeback.
Yeah. Man.
8-tracks. I mean, like nobody's.
8-tracks. Yeah, they're not really
I saw an
coming back.
8-track player the other day. I was like, oh, this thing's so cool. I should take it home. Like, what the hell was I thinking? You're an idiot.
It's like you have it just to have it, and it's like, I'm never going to use this.
It's terrible.
What are the dead formats like cassette tapes? Even though I was in Urban Outfitters the other day, and you know they're one of those stores that would sell cassette tapes because it's like part of like the thing, and they had a whole cassette tape section. It's a pretty good selection too. They had like. Do
you have to buy a tape player with it? Because where the
That's
hell?
the whole thing. Where's the tape player coming from?
It's funny that you guys bring that up because this past week I found all my VHSs from when I played like my Hawks football days.
Oh man!
All my Pee Wee Hawks
Can we
football.
convert them into a
and then break you down on film?
Yes.
Like you missed that block.
This is the whole entire point of why I was doing it. Me and my brother had this. I said I rushed for X amount of yards in this one football season. My brother swears I didn't. He goes, "You find the tape. I will watch every game, every play, and add up your yards." I was like, "Okay, Rob." I go, I find the tape, and now we don't have a VHS player, so we're trying to figure out how to either convert these to DVDs or find someone who has a VHS player so we could watch these and add up my yards.
We got it.
Settle this
You're in the
family
weird section of
dispute.
Best Buy, and you and your brother screaming at a television. Get these guys out of here.
How many yards do you think you had?
I thought I had over 2,000 all-purpose yards. Throwing,
God,
rushing.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is my brother.
one
doesn't
game?
Think that, no.
I was like, is this
whole
blitz?
season.
I was like, what?
This is for a whole season. I swore that I
like I did a little
My brother
steroids.
doesn't think I have a shot in
I
hell.
don't think you do either.
Nobody does, but I. in my head, I
2,000
remember.
all-purpose
I'm
yards?
sorry, I know.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. It's only like a 12-game series, season 2. So we're gonna figure this out. We're settling it once for all. I'll let you guys know how that goes.
What is the bet? What's the gamble on this? Like,
It's
what?
just more
What
of
if
a
you?
pride thing. He doesn't think it's possible, and I think I did it. And it's just really a brotherly, siblingly rivalry where, yeah, I did it, bro.
I think it's very impressive that you still have the entire season of that year on
We have
VHS somewhere.
we actually have almost all of our seasons because we film this like for the team like to film it. So my mother used to film the games for the whole team basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so we have a lot of just football, none of my other shit, just football.
I wish you had him on like reel to reel.
Yeah.
Break it out like the old reel. Like, how old are you, chick? Oh my god.
We're still wearing the one the face mask is just a one bar.
Yeah. This is like a leather hat.
It's a silent film. They're black and white. Dead format.
Benny Hill music.
Dead
You guys
format.
run into each
Dead
other.
formats.
Love it.
Jesus.
That'd make a cool band name. Dead Formats.
Dead formats.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is
Is that a thing somewhere? Somewhere Dead Formats? Is that like a? I don't know.
I've actually never heard that term.
It'd be a cool.
yeah?
It'd be a
I
cool.
like it. I'm gonna use it.
What do they
You gonna
call
start
that?
a band?
Start a
I'm
band.
gonna start a
Chick, you wanna
band.
start a band?
Just the name of Dead Formats.
Like a hip hop band?
Dead Prez. Dead Formats. That would make a cool like zine. Like what do they call those mini magazines? Like a zine where it's called Dead Formats.
Dead
And
Format.
every week was just like a highlight of another thing that's like lost its way to the fucking basement of medicine's dungeon yard sale.
We're just doing reviews of old 8-track records that came out years ago.
Yeah, that's all the Dead Formats. It's the graveyard of technology and fucking whatever else.
That's not actually a terrible idea.
Writing about old technology.
Yeah. People would be interested in that.
Well, I heard the
like
the cassette realm and the world came back because some guy, basically, all right, record labels would send it to these X amount of companies to mass produce cassettes. Some guy, I forget his name, came in and bought it all and held on to all the equipment in his warehouse. Really? And then suddenly cassettes started being a thing, and now he's like the only go-to company.
He's got everything.
So this guy's just raking in dough now, pumping out cassettes for people that are starting to like repress them.
That's amazing.
Sometimes it pays to be a hoarder.
Yes. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Most time it doesn't, but
Everybody's got. Most times it doesn't. Like on the show, hoarders.
yeah, most times you end up with a dead cat flattened in and jars of piss. But
What happened to Scoopy? Scoopy.
those are the worst.
Oh,
They just take a flattened cat. Just,
everybody's got a little bit of hoarder in them because I have trouble throwing things out, and also like I think somebody could use that. I can't just throw it out. Like I once had a fish tank that had no fish in it. It was empty. The fish had died. I emptied the thing out, but it sat in my living room for about 3 months because I couldn't justify just putting it on the curb. Yeah. I'd look at it and I go, I got to get rid of that thing. I can't just throw it out. I paid like $70 for it. Somebody else could use it. Maybe I'll put it on Craigslist in the free section. Maybe I'll do this. And then I get so exhausted just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm like, you know what? Let me just go on Netflix and watch a show. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that later. I'll figure this out
2 years later.
Yeah, 2 years later. 2 years later, the fish tank is filled with a bunch of other shit I'm hoarding. And I'm like, oh, that's what I can use it for.
That's a good story.
I'll hoard everything else.
Can my bike fit in here?
My bike.
I think it's just like we all just convince ourselves that we're going to use it.
Yeah.
It's like clothes. You want to get rid of it, like, I'll wear this again. But no, you're not. You wear the same 3 shirts I fucking wear every week.
Well, you wear the same 3 shirts.
Me. I don't have a big wardrobe.
I just went through a move recently, so I watched that like that minimalism documentary on Netflix.
I saw that. I know
it's
what you're
worth the
talking
watch,
about.
man. You'll definitely get inspired. And I got rid of a lot of things. Like I'm talking like 6 bags of clothes, sold off a bunch of equipment, gave away a bunch of artwork, and I still have too much crap. And like I have the room for it. It's a bad thing. But even like we were saying, the DVDs,
it's just unnecessary.
The house that I was living with a few guys in Long Beach, we had a back wall library of all sunburnt DVDs that nobody watched. And we had 3 huge big crates full of them. I'm talking like the big Tupperware monster things that we ended up just tossing them.
Wow.
Nothing to do with them.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Stream everything now.
See, this is the thing. This is my hoarder mind just came up with something to do with that stuff that I would justify. I'd say, ooh, these sunburnt DVDs, but they look real cool. That would make some cool art. Maybe I could take all the DVDs and frame them and like line them up and make this one big picture with DVD covers, all sunburnt, worn and torn looking, and hang it up, and it'll look so cool. That'll be awesome. All right, I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna do that one day, and then just walk away from it.
And
but
then
I justify keeping it. But now it's like,
look, a squirrel.
I'm telling you, that's one of there are justification reasons in my small hoarder mind, because it's not like I'm hoarding all over the place, but my closet has stuff in it. One of them is this could be art. I could turn this into art. And the other thing is an apocalyptic scenario type situation where I think, well, what am I going to use this little fucking plastic pole for?
Never know.
And I'm like, you know what if the fucking world like ends tomorrow? And I'm like, oh shit, the only way I could reach that latch up there to get away from these zombies, I wish I had that plastic pole I didn't throw out. All right, I better save it.
Or the apocalypse comes and you reopen Blockbuster Video with all your DVDs. This kid's got so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like, well, here we go. Back in business.
I'm going to be a millionaire. And I'm going to need this plastic pole to reinforce the doors to keep the zombies out while I'm selling my DVDs, so I'll keep that too.
Are you ready for the apocalypse, do you think?
I don't know.
Happened?
I would die. I'd be one of the first dead in that.
You think so?
In an apocalyptic situation, I'd be one of the first dead.
Yeah.
Or I'd be the guy who survives and just by sheer luck and brings nothing to the table.
Yeah, I
The
could
guy who
see
just
that.
milks off of others who are handy and creative.
Yep.
And
I could see you
That
doing that.
sounds realistic.
That's the most realistic you've ever been.
That sounds kind of like the premise of this show. Is that a low blow? I'm just kidding.
No, that's okay.
We know what we bring to the table.
What do you, Sean? What are your apocalypse? Oh, just real quick too. If I'm hoarding, I do the same thing with food. Cans of food. I have cans of food in my cabinet.
Yeah.
Like can of tuna from like 3 years ago. It stays good forever, but I'm not going to eat it unless the world ends. And I'm glad I kept it. Then I'm going to go, fuck, I'm so glad that I had this fucking can of beans from 6 years ago still.
Oh, I'd be so dead.
Suckers.
I mean, there's certain friends I would try and like meet up with the apocalypse because like they have either badass trucks or guns.
Exactly.
Like I have a really cool BB gun and maybe like a sword and a bat.
I agree.
Like
man.
I could definitely work with that.
I'm looking for somebody to take care of me.
But I have some buddies who have like nice artillery and they're like trained killers, like some military guys. I'm like, that's the first guy I want to meet.
Yeah.
If the shit does hit the fan. So like,
I'm wondering if there's. I bet there is a group of people out there somewhere that get together every
Long
week.
Island Doomsday Preppers.
There is no. There is.
They have that?
Yeah.
Wait, do they?
But is it
that's a real
specifically
thing?
for zombie
no.
apocalypse?
I mean, it's a lot of fun.
There's a real
There's
thing.
that other
be
podcast I do. There's a guy that is part of a militia, and it's right on Long Island, and they meet like monthly, and it's all about this stuff.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
See, and that's every week they do a checklist of inventory. They probably play out different scenarios.
I
What
can
would you
sew.
do? Who has what? And then they have a hierarchy, and they're
I am
like,
so behind the 8 ball
All
on
right, well-
apocalypse.
Yeah, me too.
yeah. Well, Sean's got a sword. So
I have a
Yeah.
sword.
And a bat. And a bat.
So basically,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he's telling me,
But
But I wear
God,
contacts. I'm like a little bitch.
Sean's gonna see me at his front
Like,
door.
yeah, any of us who wear
Apocalypse.
glasses or contacts, like we're just, there was all those guys like out in Silicon Valley, like all the doomsday preppers, they're all getting LASIK. And like they're buying all that land in New Zealand to like doomsday prep because they're like, hey, when it hits, man.
I'm
like,
not gonna be able to
Are you
see.
bringing your helicopter pilot and his family? Of course I am. Like that guy's already on call. You're like, oh my God. Like we live on an island in Long Island. We're screwed
we're
here.
done.
Yeah.
We're screwed here.
I almost would be that guy who, instead of like dying a slow, miserable death in the apocalypse, if I see something crazy going on, I'm running towards it, ending it quick.
Just going in.
Yeah, I'm just going in.
So they like that guy was a hero.
I'm gonna be
That
like
guy chick, he was a real hero.
like Point Break when you
Change everybody's opinion on you.
Just
let
goes
him go.
out into it.
Just let him go.
I want to
That's it.
really dive deeper into if I see something crazy going on, I'm running right
To it.
So
Yeah.
this is something crazy. I see a pack of like 10 wild dogs tearing apart some human being. That's something crazy. You can run right into that.
Here, Dougie.
I'll pick and choose. I was thinking more like a tsunami.
Tsunami. Like,
You're gonna run. Well, yeah, the tsunami.
I would go so quick.
I
in
did
that.
stay
trying
for Sandy.
trying to run away from a tsunami.
Did you
is
stay
like-
for
yeah.
Sandy?
We were somewhat well prepared for Sandy, but I was living in Long Beach when this, and because the previous year there was a Hurricane Irene hit, and like
that's when they had
messed
the
up
big
my
hype
car.
and it didn't really do
that was
much.
there was a bunch of flooding. It did a lot more damage, like upstate, than it did down here.
Yeah.
But we all stayed, and I was smoking a blunt, watching The Matrix. We're throwing like a hurricane party, and then bam, lights go out, and then suddenly fires start breaking out, and that's when
Oh my God!
full moon, water's rising. We're all super stoned. It was me, our buddy Chris Rivaro, who was like
big thing.
living in our loft at the time.
It's like, oh my God, all our
Wow.
stuff. Somebody grab the
It's-
DVDs.
we
quick.
got the goddamn
Get the CDs. Get the
Get the
DVDs.
cassettes.
We're gonna need
Get the vinyl.
We're not gonna
We-
have cable for
We were
weeks.
upstairs. We were watching it from our deck, but all hell broke loose. And I'm like, guys,
Oh my God.
we were not prepared. We were told to leave.
Did you wind up
a
at
lot
any
of the
point or no?
Told to leave by like the fire department.
I
or
had
something?
I had to fly out 3 days later, so I just stayed with a few of our buddies. We just walked around town in the aftermath, but then like the tanks are rolling in. I had to fly out of JFK. We were so close. So I was
Right.
like, if I'm gonna get to JFK, I'm not going to my parents' house.
Gonna
in
hop in a
Hicksville.
boat and swim across.
Exactly. Yeah. Who's got a jet ski and a?
It's literally not far from Long Beach if you think
Oh
about it.
man.
It sounds like you guys had some practice, a little bit of apocalypse practice.
We were a
'cause that's pretty close
little
scenario.
prepared because a lot of the neighbors were flashing like, "Are you okay? Are you
Yeah,
cool?
yeah.
Like, we have to get Grandma upstairs. We have to get her over here."
Yep.
It was a little chaotic when the fires started breaking out and all that shit. Like, I had some family in Breezy who like house didn't go on
Breezy
fire,
was
but
bad.
they said that was some apocalyptic shit when there's like 80 houses going up and you're like,
I worked in that area
Holy
right
shit.
after, and like the destruction out on like Rockaways and into Breezy Point was crazy. And I was in
Yeah.
Long Beach, and that
It was wild.
And Long Beach got put together much quicker. It wasn't. I mean, maybe it was just as bad, but it got put together so much quicker that it was just.
No, Breezy and the Rockaways got like a little bit more water, and it was just a little. They were not prepared.
They were not prepared at all.
I was at the airport that like Thursday after, and I'm sitting at the bar at the airport. The guy's like, "Heard the storm was pretty bad here." Wait for your flight, and I was like, "Pretty bad." I brought the guy to the window, and I was like, "Rockaways on fire." I was like, and we're like in a spit shot from the. I was like, "Breezy Point on fire." I was like, "Pretty bad." I just went back to my beer and just sat there.
Get the fucking kiss my ass.
I was flying to Ohio. I couldn't wait to get to like my Marriott, the Courtyard Marriott suites.
I remember driving through Long Beach right after that because I was working in I was in the oxygen business. We had a bunch of patients.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, we had a bunch of patients all in Long Beach, like on the top floor. We were hauling calling. We like Newsday did a story on us.
The more I learn about you, the better.
We were going through like these, the stairs, bringing oxygen up to these ladies that didn't get out. It was
breath
nuts.
of fresh air.
Dude, it was.
Sorry, that's
How is none of this in your stand-up act yet? I used to be in the oxygen business.
It was. I was fired by my family.
There's a lot of the hospitals and like the old people homes.
Yeah.
Is that the family business?
Yeah, it was all that. But I remember driving.
That was the family business.
Yeah.
Oxygen. I didn't know that.
But I was
How do
driving
you
through
sell
there.
oxygen? I mean, it's all around. You just fucking breathe in. You're trying to sell me. I just breathe.
We also sold hospital beds.
Okay.
But I remember driving through Long Beach and seeing boats on the street, like rolled over boats. I'm like, what is going on here? It was nuts.
Yeah, I think I'm somewhat better prepared. Like I have a little backpack or like a scenario. A little
backpack.
A lot of our just like for the apocalypse or like a game plan. A lot of our friends who have been through something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I have some friends down in like Florida and in Houston that like after they had something like that, now they're like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Like or who to call or how to react or So it's always be on your toes. People.
Yeah, you gotta be, especially living out here.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think about us putting the Adult Babies podcast on some DVDs? Just in case.
We burned just
in case. Let's burn.
Doing DVDs, we got to do it on cassettes too.
Yes.
We got 12 episodes.
Put the shit on vinyl.
We get a 12-episode set together. We get it. We get Mike Lindell to promote it. No, we got the Adult Babies podcast. I can't do his impression. Which Ian was here, but what do you think?
I think that sounds
I'm
great.
down.
And I'm bringing a My
fantastic.
Pillow the next time I see you guys.
Show us how awful it is.
It sucks.
It's so disappointing how bad it is.
I really wanted to buy that, but
Yeah, no,
I'm not
you
gonna.
kind of ruined my dreams on that one.
Nah, go to Bed Bath Beyond, spend $40, buy a nice like down pillow.
You need the
they got 10-year
what are they
warranties
called now? The
Do they?
foam.
the memory foam. Those are
foam.
okay. Yeah, depends. Some
The
people like
memory
it
foam
stiff.
to me gets like balled up after a little while.
It could if you sleep on like one side. It
Yeah.
could fuck up those memory foams. I feel.
This is the thing. They have 10-year warranties on pillows like that at Bed Bath Beyond. No joke. So if you, up to 10 years on some
my
of them.
God.
So
Imagine
if you spend
going back
50
10
bucks,
years.
You can just go on like go on the
buyer's
9th year,
remorse.
355th day, the day before the warranty went up, and ball that sucker up yourself and be like, look, it's balled up. I need a new one. They'll give it to you. You got new pillows for the rest of your life.
I didn't know that.
Well, not to rain on the. Well, whatever. Never mind.
What? Rain on the
Go
parade.
on, rain on
No,
it.
just when those warranties work, you can only get it for one warranty. You can only warranty something once.
So you get 20 years out of it.
Yeah, exactly. You get 20 years. You don't
Some
get a
of
warranty.
us might not even live that
You don't get a
long.
warranty on the warranty.
Some of us.
Which one of us is going to die?
Not me. I'm on Jenny
Probably
Craig
say
now.
I'm going first.
Hey, you never know what can happen. We're talking freak accident here. We're talking.
That's true.
We're talking apocalypse run into a tsunami type situation. Is all I'm saying. I'm trying to tie us back into one of us might be eaten by zombies before then. Before we have a chance to turn in our My Pillow for the warranty expiration.
One of my biggest fears is to be on like one of those like going to. You never see something like a plane crashes and there's like 5 people alive. I would be the worst person to be alive. I'd rather die in the plane crash.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest fears is surviving a plane crash.
Surviving a plane, yeah.
Not even dying in the plane crash. I'd rather not survive it.
I think I could survive it after World War Z. You ever see that movie? There's like a plane crash in that. I always seem to be watching those movies when I'm on a plane. And you're like, oh, I got this. If this thing goes down, I'm good.
Imagine the flight attendant before the flight, and he shows the other flight. He goes, "Hey, Gary, check out the film we're gonna play today." What is that? Is that movie Flight with Denzel?
Or Denzel,
Washington?
yeah.
Oh shit, bro, that's fucked up. Oh yeah,
Pilots are passing back a bottle of Jack. Yeah.
Passenger 57.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Yeah, I sit in a lot of exit rows, so like I do read the manual, and I feel like I'm a very large person.
Yeah,
So
Sean
in
is
that-
7 foot. If there's any listeners that don't know Sean out there, he is 7'1".
7 even.
7 even.
7
Seven,
yeah.
seven on
Seven
the dot,
even?
Yeah.
kid.
So like
Let's get the measuring tape out.
I get the exit row just mostly because of leg room, but I'm probably the most able-bodied person that could throw that fucking exit row door like a goddamn frisbee.
Yeah.
So like when the little old lady's sitting there, it's just like I got my extra extra leg room. I'm like, get this lady out of here because she's the first one I'm tossing out of the way, and I'm saving the women and children. And I'm like, are there any doctors or military
there
on
should
board?
be an age limit when you're saving people.
Yes, right.
Like over 65.
I like that
You're
view.
at the very end of the saving.
You're like, I don't like the way you look.
Yeah.
Go to the back of the line.
Why am I going to save you if you're only going to live a couple more years anyway?
Yes.
Let's save this younger kid.
Well, that can also go to out of shape young people. So
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, but what if they bring something cool to the table?
Yeah,
That's
exactly. I do a podcast.
I have oxygen. I have oxygen. I do a podcast.
I got actually he's a podcast star.
Everybody's on the
Get
way
these
outside.
guys. They're on the boat.
All right, we're only saving people according to your self-worth. Everybody give me your questions. Why should I save you? Next.
High self-esteem.
What if it's somebody like Bob Barker, though? That man's a national treasure.
Yeah.
But
you
you
gotta
know what?
save him.
Legends
Is he
never
still
die.
alive?
So even if he's dead, he's still alive.
I don't know.
Is he still alive, Bob
Bob
Barker?
Barker's still alive, yes.
Have you guys ever been on a flight with a celebrity?
Yes, I
Yes.
sat behind Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, he's got a big head.
Really?
Yeah, tremendous.
Interesting.
What did he say when he saw you?
He said that guy's got a big head. Sean, who'd
Is
you
he
see?
blind?
I came.
Yeah, I didn't say
I
Stevie
came
Wonder
back from.
blind? Yeah,
What is it? I was in
That's why I
Portland,
put
Oregon.
That's what the joke was.
That was the joke, but then,
all right.
and then I was like, wait, is he blind? Or was that Ray Charles?
No, they're
Oh
both
my
blind.
God.
They're blind? They're blind
both
brothers?
blind. They're
I was in Portland, Oregon 3 weeks ago, and on my flight coming back from Portland was fucking Vanilla Ice.
Get out!
He was 3 seats. I had a first class upgrade. I was very fortunate. I sat right in the front row, and I guess he was doing some tour because one of his other coworkers, some young kid, hoodie on, laptop, kind of looked like he was just with his posse because they were talking when they all got up. But the guy took off his glasses, hoodie, and was talking to him, and fucking right behind him is Vanilla Ice.
Rob Van Winkle.
And
That's how.
Van Winkle.
But it was so weird. It was a red eye flight, and it's 7 a.m. and we're at Minneapolis. I'm like, do I be like, hey, dude, you're Vanilla Ice? I'm like, no. I was like, I chose
You know
not.
how many times he probably gets that too?
I left it alone.
Baby.
I travel with like a hood on,
believe
hat
it.
on, sunglasses. Like I look like I'm somebody important. I am not.
Your job looks
Did
like
you
a
talk
lot of
to
fun.
him?
But no,
I don't know
that's
exactly
how
what
you know-
do, but you're always in sporting.
I'm around
events and
sport.
stuff.
I work for
It looks great.
ESPN. I do graphics
is.
for them. But I have to be on site to set up the first and 10 lines in the graphics. But
so you do like those.
Yeah,
are the
but
ones.
I can be in Podunk, Iowa 1 week, and the next week you're going to like Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah.
Or like they're flying you out to Cali to do a USC
And is this
game.
during, like football season.
Mostly
so
during
you're
football and a little
always
bit of
away?
basketball.
You ever see
That's
my boy
awesome.
Sam Darnold play live?
I have seen Sam Darnold
What do you
play.
think? You like him?
Not
Yes.
good, admit it.
He's okay. He does turn the ball over a little bit, but like
It's gonna change.
Fumbles without getting
He's gonna
touched.
change.
but he's got the size. There's some guys like that will just they try. Like Manziel was one of those
Yeah.
examples. Super crushed it in the SEC. He was a fast little kid, but like he was just too small for the pros.
Right.
That like any fucking monster
be the
linebacker
issue
on
with,
any team would come out and just clean that kid's head. He would be
Baker
concussed
Mayfield.
for the rest of his career.
Yeah, that's why I feel good
Cleveland
about it. All
dropped
right,
the
good.
ball.
Hey, there was guys when I was out in California at that game, people holding up his jersey,
Yeah.
pre-made
The Jets
Jets jerseys.
jersey.
Were they
The fact that
really?
you went to the store and be like,
I remember watching that
you
game.
already set like imagine he got drafted for somebody
Yeah,
else.
he could've
They'd be like, that was
easily
a
went
stupid
somewhere
waste of
else.
$100.
It was looking like he was gonna get drafted by somebody else up
Yeah.
into
Looks like
2
he was
minutes.
gonna go to the Giants maybe. After
Yeah.
Cleveland didn't take it.
You know how you live an interesting life? Anybody else here would have started off with, "You're not gonna believe it. I was on a flight with Vanilla Ice," and you just bring that up like 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, I was on a flight with Vanilla Ice. You live a much more interesting life than us.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
Anything's
but like,
more
what the fuck
interesting
am I
than
going to
mine.
talk to him about? I think the last time I was around Vanilla Ice was he did one of those guest bartending promos.
Wait, you've been around him twice?
Yes, because dude, I'm talking like 2007. He did some guest bartending promotion, like how Belding goes to bars.
God, yeah,
the Belding ones.
Yeah, I've been to one of those where he was at that too. I'm like, oh, it's this old creepy kid. But Vanilla Ice was guest bartending at some bar in Levittown, some sports bar, and they paid him like $10,000.
Wasn't he
yeah.
on
To get
Celebrity
behind,
Rehab too?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, he's been on a lot of those
He was
shows.
behind the bar, just pouring tequila, and they were playing Ice Ice Baby over and over
my
again.
God.
We paid a $20 cover to get in.
That's so
And I'm
great.
like, this is all going to Ice's pockets. So like, this sucks. And
This is all going on Ice's
you're at a fucking Levittown bar
No
with,
ice.
with a bunch of bros listening to the same song. You couldn't
Just
even get a
on
drink.
repeat.
And I was like, that's what I want to confront him about. I'm like, you're a terrible bartender.
Priceless.
I don't know what he was doing out there. Yeah.
Iceless.
That's good stuff. Guys, I think we are at the end of this show. I'm sad to say
fun.
I've had a really good time. Unless, Sean, you got another story for us or something you want to talk about, I think it's time to close.
You know what? Fuck Vanilla Ice.
Fuck Vanilla Ice. Fuck. I can't pour a martini for shit.
I bet we could get him on here if we tried. But yeah.
10 grand.
It might cost 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What's his Instagram? I'll slide.
We're gonna have to
slide into his DMs.
Slide into his DMs, and we're gonna have to set up a GoFundMe for the Adult Baby Show to get Vanilla Ice on the show, or just to get somebody in general that's like a guest. Like Mr. Belding's probably cheaper than that.
Yeah, I think his was like $5.
How much is Screech?
Screech?
Doesn't he stab people nowadays?
Yeah.
though?
Screech is
we don't
also
want
on a
him.
porno.
Yes,
Porn star.
Yeah.
Screech, you just have to give him a little food and
I
he'll
wouldn't
come
call
by.
it a star. He was in a
Plus, I don't think he likes being called Screech.
No, he
It's a
doesn't.
porn guy.
You gotta call me Dustin.
Oh,
Jesus.
Dustin
He does
Diamond.
amateur porn
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
thank you.
That's it.
Well, guys, it's been
Guys,
a
it's been
great,
fun.
This
great
was fun.
episode.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This is
Sean, thank you for coming.
Welcome to the Adult Baby Show.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Thanks for coming.
We
Hope you had fun.
loved having you. If you don't already know, go to www.adultbabyshow.com. You can see us there. YouTube links there, and SoundCloud, iTunes, all our connections. Follow us on Instagram. Like and share this video, please. If you made it this far, it helps the channel grow. And anybody else want to plug anything?
I just would like to say a shout out to somebody who's been asking me to shout him out for 3 weeks now.
Here
My
we
man,
go.
Vinny Bag of Donuts, Vinny Naps, childhood friend. Shout you out, buddy. There you go, brother.
All
We shout him
right.
out at the beginning of a show.
Yeah,
We're gonna wait all the way to the
fitting.
end.
He's gonna
He's
listen to the whole episode.
He's gonna
Years.
listen.
He's gonna listen. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Vinny. We love you. Bag of Donuts.
Start the episode, scroll to an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got you in. We got you in.
I got
Closing
him in.
credits.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. Sean, thanks again for coming.
you.
Yeah,
You were
thank
the
Thank
man.
you, Sean. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We love you.
Peace out.